Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Welcome to a brand new day. I hope that you're doing great. Good morning to all of you around the world. It's just amazing to me sometimes that we've got women watching right now who are in 150 countries. We've got, every age group, I think I've had people in their 40s and 50s, all the way through now 80s and beyond. And we just have such an amazing group of women. So I just want to say hi to everybody and to tell you one more time how much I appreciate you being here and also how much you're here for each other. I listen every day or read the comments you make to the articles we write on our website, 60andme.com, and also to this talk that we have. And I just am so moved by the empathy that you have for each other and the genuineness, the genuine care and concern. And when I started 60 and Me, I kind of knew this would happen. I knew that there was a gap. There was a gap in the media, in the what we could read and share together as 60-year-old women. I just knew that. And I felt like if we gave a platform, the people would come and they would find value in it. And so I get lots of comments from you about how, this time of your life is a time of reinvention. And how much this community and this sense that you're not alone really does help. But the first thing, though, that I do every day, which I mustn't forget, is my cup of tea. I got Twinings today. It's actually in German. It's one I bought here. It's Strength and Defense. And I actually looked online. I have no idea what's in this tea, except it says something about infused plants. So that's it. Infused plants for strength and defense, which is what we need when we're trying to reinvent ourselves, right? So I hope you get a cup of tea, sit down and relax. And we'll just chat a little bit around an article that one of our bloggers, Gloria Dunn Violin, wrote about how to reinvent yourself after disaster strikes. Now, you can define disaster in everything from losing your job to having a medical situation to deal with, to unexpected emergency or some sadness that's very deep. It could be just something like you have gained a lot of weight, or you're having a response to certain foods and you have to recreate your diet. So when she wrote this article, I think it was more to do with a kind of an emergency situation, like when things really do go crazy. But I would kind of like to stretch it, because reinvention, I think, is motivated and spurred by so many different things. And I know from listening to your comments and reading what you have to say online that it's that the things that bother one person are just like water under the bridge to someone else. But yet, the smallest things sometimes can really, really hurt you, upset you, and throw you back. So how do you pull yourself up? How do you just deal with emergencies and disasters, however you define them? Now, the first thing, though, that Gloria says, which I really want to start with, and that is, I think we all know, if we're 60-something years old, that it's from those times that we had to go deep and deal with an emergency or deal with some sadness that was where we grew the most. That once you find your equilibrium, once you find your balance after being hit by whatever this thing is, you then find maybe a year later or even many years later how much you grew from that. And, I often, think young people should have this experience too of knowing that you're not there yet. When you're going through something at even a young age, that to wait to let it play out. And even though you might be really upset at the time, just let it go deeper and see how it affects you positively and gives you strength. And I think that's something that, women over 60 can definitely relate to. Certainly I can. But the most important thing that Gloria raises, and I would reinforce, is that don't let age deter you. Whatever age these things happen, don't let yourself feel more strongly impacted because of your age. For her, she says it was in her 65. For me, it was I think it was 61 or 62 when I realized I was done with corporate world, and I wanted to do something that was more giving back to a community like 60 and Me. And when I left my corporate job, like we've talked a little bit about before, I gave up my paycheck. I didn't have a lot of savings. I didn't have any savings, to be honest. And it was just me taking that risk and that chance that this was the right thing to do. And I think that it wasn't so much disaster hit me, like I wasn't let go, but disaster hit me in the sense that I knew I had to change. So if, whatever age you are, don't let that be the thing that defines you. Don't say things like, well, I lost that job, so no one's ever going to hire me again. Now, I know job hunting is harder in your 60s, and you may have to do something else, like start your own business or be a consultant or do volunteering, where you get paid, or but don't say to yourself immediately, I'm never going to be able to find another job. You'd be surprised. You really would. And things are changing. I know that ageism is alive and well in the workplace, and I no argument there. I interviewed Ashton Applewhite. She's a woman who wrote a book called This Chair Rocks. She's a big advocate for driving awareness and pushing back against ageism. You can go to the YouTube channel and watch our interviews. She's really good. And she also did a TED talk. But the point there is that, you have to accept that there's social elements, there's social reality, but you don't have to buy into it. And things are changing, so stand up and fight. Now, the thing that, I think that Gloria mentions, which I think is super important, is you've got to somehow, in all of this chaos and challenge, find the real you. And that is the hardest thing, is to find out who is that person that's now, opening into a new world, reinventing themselves. Are you going to, look back at the things that really you were passionate about when you were younger and pick up on those? Or are you going to do something completely different? A friend of mine once gave me this example of creating a new Broadway show. Like, you get to be the director, the producer, you get to decide the costumes, the script, the audience. It really is your show. So that's what happens when you face these disasters, is you then can say, who is the real me? What skills does she have? What strengths? And pull on that, how you actually pull on all those things to actually reinvent yourself. Maybe you'll find that you've got a passion for something, but you've got a shortcoming in the skills that it needs to meet those, or to manifest that desire. So this is a time, to go back to school, to take a program online. And if you're at all, savvy with technology, and please, I hope that you even go back into some of our articles about technology if you're not. There's so much education you can get online now. Not just, studying topics you love, like medieval history or the history of biology or whatever, but there's actually things how to build a website, how to actually become a blogger. And we have a ton of articles ourselves on 60andMe to inspire you. You can just go up there and search for keywords like entrepreneur and blogging, and you'll find all kinds of cool stuff. So I think that's, and using your personal experience, like what you've done all those years, using your networks is really the way to break through. So Gloria gives some tips here on how to reinvent yourself. I'll just go through them. And that's, first of all, take control. Just take control. Don't freak out. Don't panic. Take control. The next thing is to take action. Don't sit at home worrying about how you're going to get out of that situation or move forward. Just do it. Take action. Don't buy into ageism. We've already talked about this. Don't feel sorry for yourself because you're older, because we are the generation that's going to change things. So get out there and help and really make a difference. Know that your skills, the things you've learned all your life, stay with you. So it's really important that you've got things to share, to give back. Use local resources. Follow meetup groups, go out to community groups. You leverage other people that are on this journey with you. And that's to the next point, which is interact with other people. Here on 60andMe, you can just read the articles and read the comments and not jump in yourself. But I really suggest that you jump in. Leave a comment, share, like someone else's comments, because those are people that can, virtually, of course, but they'll help you see how they dealt with it, perhaps, or maybe give you some suggestions. And I think the final thing is to listen to your inner voice. Just know that you have wisdom, you have strength, you have capability, and you have confidence. to go forward now and build a new life. And, reinvention doesn't have to be like tearing everything down. It just means looking at some things through a different lens. And that's really what are here to do at 60andMe, is to help hold the mirror up and let you see yourself and look at how you can make changes to live a happier life. Happier, healthier life. That's our goal. So anyway, I hope you found that useful and stimulating and somehow inspiring. That's what we try to do for you. Leave your comments in the section below. I'd like to know, have you ever turned a bad situation into a good one? Tell us where you had a situation that was challenging, maybe a disaster, a bad situation that you turned into a good situation. Tell us how you did it. Love to read your comments and join in the conversation myself. And just take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all back here again really, really soon. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.